Hi, I'm Simon. Thanks for tuning in to The Ordinary Filmmaker. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, the more subscribes I get, well, the better I feel, but the more likes I get on a given video tells me that this is the type of content you want to see more often. Well, compared to other videos, that is. And I want to give a special thanks to Atomos for sponsoring The Ordinary Filmmaker. I'm using the Atomos Ninja 5 right now on top of the R5, filming outside, so I no longer have to worry about overheating. Well, it's 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's unlikely that the R5 is going to overheat in those temperatures anyways. All right, let's get to today's news. I want to show you some photos of the R3. Not the front, because we've all seen that, but take a look at the back here. You notice something? Look at that big screen, that flippy screen, that fully articulating screen. Now, this is the first time we've ever seen a flip screen on a Canon body, on a professional Canon body. Well, yes, the R5, but I'm talking about like the 1 series, the 1D series. The 1DX Mark III didn't have a flippy screen. Neither did the 1DX Mark II. So this is actually, to me, a much bigger improvement than it might seem at first. The ability to get the shot without having to get on the ground, without having to get on a stepladder or something. You can articulate that screen, put the camera where you need, and see what you're shooting. You can shoot over the crowd, and I really love that capability. But still, I do still like to get down on the ground sometime. There is just that, I don't know what it is about getting down on the ground and getting that shot. It just feels like you're fully immersed in the scene, but still having that flip screen, I think, is very, very handy. It's not just for video users. It makes a lot of sense. And if you've been one of those people that says, I don't see it, I don't see the need for it, try shooting with it. Use a camera with a flip screen, and you'll find it's very hard to go back. Now, the other thing in this image, let me put it up one more time, take a look at the size of that EVF. It's massive, it's huge, and I think part of the reason for that is what they needed to do architectural-wise to support eye-controlled autofocus. So remember, the R3 comes with eye-controlled autofocus. We haven't seen this feature for about 13 to 15 years since, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it was last on the EOS 3, or was it the EOS 5? That's a long time ago. My gray matter can't quite remember, but I know it's one of those two cameras. So we got a really large EVF, and we also have the optical AF button from the 1DX, and touch-sensitive AF is also on the back. And what we can also see too about the back is that that texture that kind of looks like a miniature carbon fiber pattern, the one that we saw on the front. So here's an image of the front again. We can see that texture mapped all the way onto the back, so that will help with gripping as well. But I like this camera. It doesn't look as big as the 1DX Mark III. It doesn't look bulky. It doesn't, like the 1DX Mark III, it's a great camera, but it just feels very bulky, very huge. It's not a camera that I'd want to be walking around traveling with. But this R3, oh, it looks a little bit tempting. It's got me interested, but I still need to know what the video features are for this camera. Canon hasn't gone ahead and told us. I do expect that it's going to have 8K video, definitely 4K video, and the reason for that is I think this is going to come with a 45 to 50 megapixel sensor. It's not going to be a high megapixel sensor. It doesn't make any sense. And I know some of you are thinking, Simon, who needs 8K? No one's going to use 8K. And you know what? I kind of thought the same thing when I bought the R5, and for about the first 8 months, I didn't shoot with 8K. But then I started doing it this February, and I got hooked. My son's channel, Planet Liam, I started filming in 8K, and I got to tell you, I love 8K. I'm really getting addicted to it. And next year, I might shoot my family videos. And I start shooting them right around, let's see, December, all the way up until November, and it's basically a montage. I'm capturing our family life, my son's life as he's growing up over that entire year. And this is the first video I've done completely in 4K HQ, so the detail is there. But I'm looking to go 8K. I'm future-proofing a little bit, but the detail, to be able to capture that detail, my only issue is storage. So back to this camera. As far as the R3 goes in terms of its video capabilities, I don't know. Everything Canon's been talking about with this camera is all about its stills capabilities. I mean, it's very fast. New sensor, new processor, high speed. It can do 30 frames per second, no problem. But I really want to know what the video specs are. I think Canon listened to us when on our feedback from the R5 last year. We kept hounding the video capabilities of this camera, kept talking about 8K, 4K HQ, all these wonderful video features, which are wonderful. But then without telling us at the end, oh, and it overheats in 4K, oh, it overheats in 8K. And what about the stills capabilities? Because it's primarily a stills camera. I mean, just look at how it does autofocus in video. If the sun was to rise up, poke me in the eye right now, I'd be completely blown out and overexposed. Whereas if I was shooting with the Sony a7S III, Sony would go, okay, yeah, let's do the auto exposure on the subject, whatever the focus is locked on, and we'll expose for the subject so the subject will not get blown out. Now the highlights, well, and that's fine because in this video here, I am the subject. I'm the most important thing in this frame, and if I start to overexpose or even underexpose, which can happen if some dark clouds come over while I'm filming, well, it takes away from the video. Whereas if the background under or overexposes slightly due to the changing settings, it's much more pleasing to the eye. So I really do wish that Canon will give us some sort of capability like they do with the Sony for exposure, exposing it for the focus, giving us, because right now the only option you have is evaluative metering, and you can't change that in the R5, even in full manual mode. Now, one other thing before I move on, I'm going to be shooting a lot more outside. I'm just kind of tired of being in the studio. I'm going to take a more relaxed, lazy approach to this. And the problem with shooting outside is I get quite a bit of wind. You might have noticed a little bit of wind here. And this Tascam mic does a very good job. This lavalier mic, it's high quality, but it's not designed to deal with the noise. I need a dead cat for that. And I have ordered 5 of them, but it looks like it's going to take about 5 days for them to get here. It seems to be like everything I've ordered through Amazon lately is just taking forever. I ordered a new storage card box to keep all my cards in because the one I currently have is just for SD cards, and well, I don't shoot with SD cards anymore. I shoot with CF Express, SD cards, and micro SD cards. So this $16 Canadian device allows me to put in 3 CF Express cards on one side. On the other side, I can put in up to 12 micro or 6 SDs, or a combination of 2 SDs and 2 micros, and probably put in the V90 card and my Extreme Pro in the other slot, and it makes for a great travel kit. So currently I'm just kind of sticking the cards in their protective cases in the camera bag, and they're all getting shuffled around. It's not the best way of doing it, so I'm looking forward to that coming. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see shipping times improve much in the next little while. While, you know, Amazon, they have other constraints related to COVID. The chip shortage is just still affecting everybody. So even when the R3 is announced, you can expect it's going to be tough to get. You're going to want to if you're really thinking that you want to get it, pre-order it. You can always back out later. And here's something I noticed with the R5 last year. After I had it, within a week, I had people offering me over $1,000 more than what the camera cost. So if it is a high demand item, pre-order it. You can always back out later, or you can even continue with the purchase and then sell it at a premium. But I would expect it to be constrained. I think the R5 is still constrained in many markets. So it's just, I don't think this is going to resolve itself for a few years. The chip shortage is ongoing. It takes a while to fix it. So for example, foundries like TMSC out of Taiwan, well, those guys, they can't just increase production. It takes years to build a new plant and get ready with new production. So if a company, for example, like GM or Ford decided, you know, with a shutdown, let's cut down our orders, we're not going to produce as much stuff, they've now gone to the back of the line. You can't just say, oh yeah, can you continue it? Well, no, because we're now producing for others and you're at the back of the line and there's just an awful lot of demand. But be patient. These cameras are coming. There's a lot of good stuff coming in 2021 and 2022. The R1 in 2022. But that's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I am giving away some prizes once the channel reaches 30,000 subscribers. 2 Angelbird V90 UHS-2 cards, as well as a dual Angelbird UHS-2 card reader, as well as a Ulanzi prize bundle with various lights that you can use to help light your subject. There's a great starter kit for someone starting their own channel. Or also, please, if you're looking at buying stuff on Amazon and B&H, please use my affiliate links down below. Whenever you click on one of those links, whether you buy that linked item or something else, I get a 2% cut, which helps support this channel. And I'd really like to get the R3 in here, but I'm going to need a lot of help from you guys using the affiliate links. And also consider buying an Ordinary Filmmaker baseball cap for $34.99 at ordinaryfilmmaker.com. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.